So we're in one of the oldest parts of town, and this used to be the army barracks. And this is where the Anglo-Chinese and also the Indian Chinese would stay. But now it's changed and those people have moved out, but the generations are still here, and apparently they still come back at Christmas and have a massive party. Can you explain a little bit more about it?
Yes, it's like the heart of the grey town. Back then the British referred it. It's called Bow Barracks, the Barracks of War. And the British Army had built it in the First World War. Immediately after the Second World War, when the American GIs had also left and abandoned it, then Calcutta Improvement Trust, that was one body which took control of all these abandoned houses and started occupying, giving the occupation to the Anglo-Indians. The Anglo-Indians didn't have much jobs to survive.
Yeah.
Didn't have much to earn at all.
So it's almost like the slums.
Almost back then, and it's still a very cheap, but they don't still own it.
Right.
They have to stay and then pass the rights to one generation to the other. Whereas most of the youth had moved out.
So what's also interesting as well is that basically they've still kept this, and the British created this white, black and grey community. White being the Anglo, the British colonial element, the black being the Indian, and then the grey being the Chinese immigrants or the mixed cultures. And it's quite, it's archaic, but that's how Kolkata was divided back in the colonial days. Let's check out and see some more interesting stuff. Calcutta is steeped in history, and this is actually here one of the oldest temples of Buddhism in this area. And it's also hostel, and it's free for other monks that want to come in and stay here and also be part of this. Explain a little bit more.
Yeah, it's been a kind of a grey town, the center of the grey town, where initially there were a lot of Buddhists that stayed back here, but the rise of Hinduism, that slowly made the Buddhism endangered. They started traveling to the foothills of Himalayas, started going back to Dharamsala, Tibet and all. And the city became a very handful of less than 100 Buddhist numbers. And there would be a lot of Southeast Asian Buddhist countries who sent their pilgrims to come here for a service, because initially it was started with a priest called Anagarika Dharmapala, who was from British Ceylon, back then in Sri Lanka. He started Maha Buddhist Society, the primary institution to preach Buddhism across Asia. So that's been its made of majorly. Okay. And now the students from northeast of India, they don't travel much to Bombay, Delhi, because in those major cities, they are often shamed as Chinese.
Right.
Because of their Caucasian look, everyone calls them, you're a Chinese.
Right, okay.
So they don't have much idea about the 7 states in northeast, which is very much Asian close culture.
Which basically means Kolkata is probably the most accepting and modern day time of the big cities in India. It's humble, it's accepting, it's peaceful, and I suppose that's why, Kolkata should be one of the best places to come and visit. In this multicultural area here, what the English did leave was Christmas cakes and good English white bread. And right behind me here is Ajmeri, which is one of the best and also the oldest places to get your bakery. So this bakery is 7 generations old. They started in about the 1920s. The owner went up to Pushkar area, and there's a very big lake there where God apparently spoke to him, told him he had to come to Kolkata and make a bakery for the people. So he has done that, and it's been passed down from generation to generation. They're still using a wood oven, and here it's still the original oven that they had, and they're making all their fresh buns and their pastries. And here we have some of their famous, white bread, and it's beautiful and warm. It's so cute in their little tins. So you break that open. Look at that. That's just yummy. A bit of butter in there. I'll be happy. That bread is so good. It's like British bread. So here's that Christmas cake. My God, that's good. I haven't had a Christmas cake like this since I was back home. Got all the sultanas and raisins and got some cashew nuts in there. This is a really good bakery, and they're still cooking traditional. I love this stuff. Generation, street food, this is what it's all about. So this is a well-known Hindu place where they have the Puri and Navali?
Nihari.
Nihali. So tell me a little bit about this.
This is like cooked throughout the night. And,
Okay.
And mustard oil and ginger garlic paste, onion, coriander leaves, and green chili. Then
Okay.
we all toast it together, and then gravy will be made up, and then the beef will be just mixed into it.
Alrighty, so we break the puris in.
This is Dal Poori, so it has stuffed lentil inside.
Okay. Bit shy on the lentils.
Yes. Street food.
Okay. Nice. There we go. Taste some of the beef. Again, it's very different from Rogan Josh or something. It's a bit lighter. Definitely got the mustard seed oil in there. But very, very hearty. You get the cumin, coriander in there, the spices. Definitely one of the highlights so far, this one actually. Very good curry. And tastes clean. Very, very clean actually. But the aromas that are coming off this are just insane. Very good.